Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Monday. This is the Woo Report, episode 243, titled 2022-23 New Jersey Devils roster. I'm your host, Sam Woo. Sorry for the voice. I was screaming on the top of my lungs yesterday at the Mets game, Game 3 against the Padres. I used the word cheater probably about 50 times when I was screaming on the top of my lungs at that game. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about your New Jersey Devils. I'm your host, Sam Woo, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios here in beautiful New Jersey. As we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Well, the 23-man roster came out today throughout the NHL. New Jersey putting out their roster, and just want to explain a couple things here. A couple names that were on the list. Some fans were up in arms, but there are reasons. It's called the collective bargaining agreement, which is why some of these moves were made. Some of it with the salary cap, some of it with contracts. How they do that, we'll explain. But just want to welcome all those joining in. Again, sorry for my voice. Started to go south after screaming at the Mets game yesterday. But now we've got Devils hockey. Talk about Mac Black, Mackenzie Blackwood, and Vitek Vanacek obviously made the team, the 1-2 goalie tandem, the 1A, 1B. Who will it be? Will it be Mac Black or Mackenzie Blackwood? Mac Black, Mackenzie Blackwood, or Vitek Vanacek? On defense, Ryan Graves, Dougie Hamilton, as expected, John Marino, Damon Severson, Jonas Siegenthaler, Brendan Smith, and Simon Nemitz. We will go over that shortly, why Nemitz is on the roster. Yes, he looked pretty decent in training camp. We'll go over that in a second. The forwards, Nathan Bastian, Jesper Boquist. Surprise name, Jesper Boquist. Jesper Bratt, Eric Holla, Alexander Holtz, Jack Hughes, Andreas Janssen making the 20. That's all going to change. Michael McLeod, Dawson Mercer, Palat, Sharon Govich, Tatar, Wood, and Fabian Zetterlund. For the forwards, on injured reserve, Nico Hischier and Tice Thompson, both getting hurt during preseason training camp. So when is Hischier coming back, says Big Steve Engel in the YouTube Live. Good question. You know the Devils are going to keep that hush-hush and not show their cards. They're very strategic in their messaging. Also, long-term injury reserve, Jonathan Bernier, as expected. No surprise right there. Steve Engel writes, Trey Boquist, Thompson, Johnson, and a couple draft picks for a top 6 player, ? I have to say something to you, Big Steve Engel. Nobody's going to ever make that trade. Nobody's ever going to make that trade. Nobody's ever going to make that trade. Not at all. No way are they going to make that trade. No way they're going to make that trade. And having a little technical difficulties here on the YouTube Live. Sorry about that, folks. Going to fix it very shortly. Having a little bandwidth issues here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. But we're going to work out all the bugs because you'll see me at Chickies and Pete's Thursday, October 13th at Chickies and Beats, South Philly location, 1526 Packer Avenue. And also at American Whiskey, October 15th, for the Devils home opener, across the street from Prudential Center place. All right. Sorry, folks. I guess we're having some technical difficulties on YouTube Live. But here's a big but. You can always go to our Facebook page at Let's Go Devils Pod. So the Devils roster is set. Now, we should expect to see a small sample size of Simone Nemec of the 2022 NHL Draft. We should see a small sample size of him, about 8 to 9 games. Kevin Ball will start with the Utica Comets of the American Hockey League. But I would expect Kevin Ball to come up at some point in around mid-November, seeing him. But Alexander Holtz making the team, I think that was very, very important for your New Jersey Devils. Very, very important. Because the chemistry of the H2O line is paramount. You've got a Jack Hughes, world-class player. You've got Palat, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, almost 3, veteran. There's a lot to be learned. A lot to be learned for Alexander Holtz and Jack Hughes. And this line could be the line for the next 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years for your New Jersey Devils. And I think it's good that it's coming to fruition. And Alexander Holtz will be a New Jersey Devils on opening night. Well, this is going to be a short podcast. I'm sorry we're having technical difficulties right now. Very sorry about that because we got, you know what it is? We got the Hockey on Tap guys that are going on right now. And maybe I shouldn't have done this podcast while they're going on there, but sometimes it always works. I don't know.